Hi
Happy New
everyone.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Well, so yeah, thank you for joining us again. We are sharing today all about how to make goals that you will definitely achieve. At this point, it's a week in from anyone who set their New Year's intentions or resolutions or whatever you call it. And I always find that this tends to be the time when you realize, oh my gosh, this is going to be really hard, or it starts to get challenging. Where, if it's a fitness goal or a weight loss goal, or even any kind of goal really, any kind of habit that you want to change, it tends to get, you might have the excitement and the momentum of it being a new year and like, right, that's it, I'm going to change. And then a week in, that's when our willpower starts to wane, and then something needs to be driving us towards these goals, because depending on what the goals are that you want to do, it will take more to get you through. When it's really, really rainy day and you've got to go after work to, go to the gym to do your goal. I don't even know what it like, whatever it takes, it's going to take a lot of effort to keep going and keep going when you're tired, when you might be ill, when someone's invited you to go out and you said that you wouldn't do, or whatever it might be. To keep that focus and determination takes a lot. And so what we wanted to do was share, there are all successful people who are successful at whatever it is they do, whether it's a performer, an actor, sports performer, whoever it might be, business entrepreneurs who are doing really well. They are not just dreaming goals and hoping that they'll just occur. They're writing them down. They're getting really clear, and they're doing certain steps over and over again to make sure they're achieved. It doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't. Well, sometimes they can happen easily, but generally they don't. It takes like grit and determination and failing and falling and carrying on and stepping up. It takes a lot, depending on what the goals are. Obviously, you've got smaller goals, but these are kind of the big ones that are transformational and life changing that we want to help you make sure that you can achieve. So we're just going to share a few tips or insights into how you can make sure that you definitely achieve them and you carry on past when the momentum starts to wane.
Yeah, and I think that word definitely is really important because what we were saying before as well, before we did this call, is a lot of time, the wording that you use is so important because we say, how to this is the way that you can hope to meet your goals, but it's like, but then that sort of gives a little bit of movement for you might not meet them though, but to definitely meet them is just, that's more, it's like so more cemented, isn't it? It's like these are so achievable, you can definitely meet them and you can as long as you follow our tips. And I think it's just, like if you take there's going to be loads of programs and challenges out there for loads of stuff for business, for fitness and whatever. There's going to be like 28-day stuff, 8-week stuff, 12-week whatever. But then and that's perfect because it helps you kind of, you've got things set out, it's a structure, it's done for you. But also you've got to think about what happens after that, life after your initial goals. So I think that's where it's important as well to sort of set out, like what you were saying before as well about, having like the bigger picture is here and we're here and we just need to do our little step by step, but really make it so you can definitely achieve that thing that you want to achieve, without being overwhelmed and kind of it's too hard. Like it doesn't have to be too hard. Um, so yeah, sorry, I just piped in right there, just went. "Ah."
No, I mean, this is a subject we're really passionate about, though, aren't we? We
Yeah,
love, this is what we're both all about, is setting goals, like achieving like, I always love the idea of making the impossible possible. Like, I want to achieve against all odds, even down to doctors telling me I couldn't overcome fibromyalgia. And I was like, I am, I am. But like, I
yeah,
hoped it was just going to happen overnight. It didn't. I had to work at it. And it was a case of there was a massive goal, and I had to do these things that we're sharing now in order to make it happen. I know Laura, you were saying about looking at the triathlon, and no, was it triathlon or Ironman?
Iron Man.
Ironman, that's it. Like that,
Yeah,
feels like an impossible goal when you've never even thought about doing it before and even, trying it out. But that is an achievable goal. I know, actually, it seems to be more and more people I know are doing it now, which makes it feel like, oh, maybe it is achievable. Like before it'd be like, hell no, that's just impossible. I would never be able to do it. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not for me, I don't think where I'm at right now. But the fact that I've seen so many people around me like doing it, I think, wow, okay, so that now feels like an achievable goal in my head because I've seen enough people do it and they've achieved it. And they will have had this, they would have followed this process that we're sharing about how to achieve it. So these things can be done. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll keep this one short and sharp. So we're going to share some tips. So Laura will share some structural kind of like how to do it tips, and then I wanted to share some like kind of mindset, how to actually make this happen.
Yeah. So obviously with goal setting, that's something that I'm really used to because we do that with clients. If they say I want to lose this amount of weight by this time, or I want to be this fit, I want to do this CrossFit competition or whatever. So I'm used to being able to sit down with them and say, like, how long have we got? Like, what do we need to achieve? How are we going to do it so that we can make sure that we can stay on track? So, and I set goals for myself as well all the time. So, do you use the SMART goal where you make them specific? Exactly what is it? How much weight do you want to lose? Where do you want to, like, how fast do you want to run? How much weight do you want to lift? What's your actual specific goal? Um, and then to be able to measure it. So, as you're going through the process, say you've got, I don't know, 12 weeks to lose 6 kilos. Right, okay, well, that's half a kilo a week that you want to lose. We can measure that by weighing yourself every day, or something like that. Or so just making sure that week by week that you're measuring your progress, so we can know where you are. And obviously making sure that the goals are achievable as well. If you don't have much weight to lose, then wanting to lose for you a large proportion of weight in a short time is unlikely to happen. Obviously, the more body fat that you have, the easier it is to lose a lot of weight. So yeah, you just got to make sure they're achievable. Because also, if you've got an injury or something like that, then and you want to do a CrossFit competition in 6 months, it's probably not going to happen. So you don't want to be disappointed. So achievable, and then so relative as well. So, or relevant, making sure that they're relevant to you in your life. It'd be kind of a bit random to want to do something that's completely like nothing to do with anything that you've ever done before and expect to be able to do that in a short time. And then time as well. So how long have you got, and just making sure that you can really get those goals in the time that you've got. So it's important to write these all down as well, so that you've got a plan, you can look at it all the time. So I do this, and also I write things on post-its and stick them up all around the house. Um, just so I can, when I'm always looking at them, I'm always thinking, right, okay, it's a reminder of what is my goal, what do I want to achieve. So it's just making sure that you've got that good structure in place, and that you're really clear on where you're going, how you're going to get there, and then that way you're going to get there. Which kind of brings me on to the next point about being focused. So staying focused. Um, there's loads of distractions all the time. And January is a perfect time where a lot of people want to set goals, and they're like, okay, I'm going to do that thing. Like this is my time. I'm definitely going to do it. But the distractions are just, we've just been through Christmas and stuff, where we've just had the best time for most people. So yeah, you just got to try and just stay focused, go out or whatever and enjoy yourselves. But if you need to train to do a certain event, then you've got to make sure that doesn't waver. If you have your set times to do things, and that's what we were saying earlier as well, wasn't it, about putting stuff in your calendar. Literally, you're gonna be right. Okay, I'm gonna be working, and I'm gonna be like cooking, I'm going to be eating, I'm going to be training, or whatever you're doing. You've got to just make sure that everything's set out so that you don't miss it. Um, and about celebrating little wins, um, or big wins, whatever they are, everything in whatever you do in life, whether it's business or fitness or motherhood, celebrating those little wins is just so important. Uh, I'm a new mum. My daughter's 19 months old. I feel like I'm winging it most of the time. Sometimes I feel like she hates me, she's biting me. And then I'm reading all these books and I'm always constantly telling her what I'm doing, what things are. And then suddenly she just comes out with these words, and literally it's just been over the weekend with strawberries, cucumbers, and apples, and that's all she's been saying. That's all she's been wanting to eat, and I'm just like, my God, where's that come from? She does listen to me, you know. So it's just it's just being not giving yourself a hard time really, and anything, no matter how small it is, if it's a win, it's a win, and it needs to be something that you're proud of, because it will spur you on, give you motivation to keep going. So they're my three tips really about setting yourself goals and structure, um, staying focused, and celebrating all your wins, no matter how big or small.
Yeah, amazing. And I agree with so much of those. We could talk about each one of those for so long as well. But I was thinking, like, one thing I guess a lot of people do is they might say it to someone, like, right, this is what I'm going to do for the next year or whatever, and not write it down. But, like they say the difference between a dream and a goal is that a goal is written down. A dream will just not, it's just something you're saying unless you really kind of write it down. And then the different then how create, how you move your life goals into actual realistic like events that happen are then like getting really really clear and then breaking it down into achievable steps. So a dream can easily become a reality, but you've just got to get like really really clear on what it is that you're aiming at, how you will get there, like how, if you could, would it happen? The step by steps, and then like constantly like referring to that, and then measuring the progress and getting back to it, and like so it when with the bigger goals. So we use the Ironman as an example, or like living in a dream house as well. Like I remember I was really really good at like big goal visions and like manifesting and whatever, but when I got back from Guatemala, because I was really in that energy of it, and like believing anything can happen, and just like really kind of energized with stuff. And I remember like there was an area in London called Primrose Hill on the canal that I really really loved, and specifically there was an area of these houses, and I visualized this every day. The energy of why I wanted to live there. It was right by Camden, but it was in like the countryside kind of bit. It was next to a yoga center I really loved, like all the different reasons. That was like really in my energy field a lot. And I talk about it a lot. I took pictures, I had it on a screensaver. I was like all in with this area. But it took me a while to make it happen, so I was looking in the ads all the time. I was like checking out to see if there was for rent signs going up. And so it's knowing as well that just because you talk about it once, it doesn't mean to say it's going to come in. And even if you write it down, I mean, I've been a culprit to this. I've written it down, okay, my dream list or my goal list, and then I forget about it for maybe half the year, and then I'm like find it again and think, oh my God, I forgot about that. Like it can't be like that. If you really definitely want to achieve these goals, you need to see them every day, every day. It needs to be like your whole world. You've got to like immerse yourself in that. That has got to be in your mind every day, whatever it is. And like they say, you have to become obsessed with your goals and your dreams in order to really achieve them, which is why I think a lot of people don't do it. It's why a lot of people don't do the Ironman, don't become, entrepreneurs and want to hit six figures, or, be a self-made millionaire through their business or whatever, because it's bloody hard and it takes a lot of work. Some people, the really lucky ones may just have something that just occurs overnight and it happens to them, but that generally doesn't happen. So I think there's a lot of mindset and lifestyle stuff that you need to kind of put into place in order to make these things happen. So, you know, like definitely like what you said, Laura, about having it written down in somewhere where you can see, post-it notes, or, you know, like a written list or whatever, and make it, you know, eye-catching, have like little pictures on it, you know, design it in Canva or whatever you might be. I used to always love doing it in like coloured card, like, you know, a gold card, like it's some sort of regal and special or whatever. But if you put it somewhere where you look at every day, you know, where you're boiling the kettle or where you're brushing your teeth, make a practice of it to read through it. You know, you want to like see, feel, hear, like immerse yourself in your goals. So, you know, like read them every day. But then after reading them, like close your eyes and just feel like each of the goals. So feel yourself like winning the Ironman competition and how exciting can be. Feel yourself, you know, with your you know, dream boyfriend or whatever. Feel yourself being proposed to if you want to get engaged. Feel yourself, you know, like in feeling amazing in the clothes that you want to wear, like be in the shape that you want to be, rather than I must lose weight, like that being your kind of visualization. It's like feeling the thing of what you're trying to accomplish, like the end result. Doing that every day gets your brain on board, like this is happening. Okay, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to snooze when you need to get up for gym. I'm not going to, you know, come out with all the excuses. I'm on board. You need to get your brain on board. So doing that every day, this is something that you have to do alongside, you know, the action steps, which is
Yeah.
actually fun. It doesn't have to be a chore. It can make it really fun, you know, like the kind of dreaming of how it's going to be when you do it. And then I think you know, the biggest thing is setting yourself up to succeed. So, you know, being truthful, honest to ourselves. Me and my boyfriend actually did this yesterday. We did our goal lists type of thing. And then I was saying like, one thing I have realized in the past is I'll say I'll do something like get up, you know, the 5 a.m. club or whatever, get up really early and I'm going to have like an hour of like doing my morning routine or whatever. I just can't do that. I can't do that in the winter, especially. It's dark and it's cold and it's horrible. And I am a kind of nighttime person. I have more energy in the evening. So I'm just setting myself up for failure if I do that. I'll be that person a week in that says, oh, I can't do it. It's too hard. I give up. And then I'll feel shit, you know, and then I'll just want to get. And generally, if you give up on one goal, you tend to just let go of like all of the goals. If one feels like it's too hard, you know, you universally pass that on. So I think set yourself up to succeed. So if you know going to the gym is just really hard for you at first, get a friend to join with you. You know, even if it's just like getting a day pass and getting someone to come every now and then just to get that momentum going. That's what you need to do. Get yourself, you know, a personal trainer. Get yourself, you know, if you need to do it at home, get yourself some weights, do something nice in a room to make it inspiring for you to do it. Like join an online program, you know, or subscribe to something on yoga, something on YouTube. Do a yoga challenge on YouTube, and because I know, okay, I'll do 30 days of that. That's going to get me going with what I need to do. But also, you know, like we've got Laura here, she's amazing. You can get yourself a personal trainer who can help you from home. You know, there's always a way to get help. You know, get a group of you together if it's like fitness goals. I've got a friend who does like keto groups, and you all kind of track your progress together and encourage each other and support each other, and it seems to work really well. Any kind of coaching stuff, you know, there's something out there that you could join to get the accountability, but definitely get a friend involved or get a coach. You know, there's always something that you can do to make sure that you do it. So accountability is so important if you want to keep the progress going. So again, talking about the Ironman challenge, most people who would do that will do that with someone or who will join a group, you know, so you can kind of like when you're thinking, I just can't do it, reach out to someone who will pump you up and get you going again. So this is why, you know, these weight loss organizations are really good, like Slimming World or whatever, because you are going to have times where you think, I can't do this. And it's at those times you need someone to pick you up and say, yes, you can. Remember what you said, remember your goal, remember your why. And you need to have that like at the forefront of your mind. So yeah, like setting yourself up to succeed is so important. So, you know, think about setting up each week to succeed. You know, so if losing weight is the one thing, then food prepping is really important, you know, batch cooking or whatever it might be. I'm going to go on the HelloFresh again, just to kind of get the momentum of like, right, cooking healthy stuff, then move off of that. You know, maybe finding out when the local farmers market, or, you know, like what you call it, grocery markets are in your town, so you can go get all your vegetables and stuff, and you know, like, so whatever it is, setting yourself up for success. I was actually doing Uber Eats was doing a thing with the supermarkets on a Monday. It's 50% off fruit and vegetables. So I was actually doing that for a while. So I knew, right, that I'm doing that. Like, that's all the fruit and veg that I can have for most of the week. They actually did me over. They kept like messing up a few things, so I've gotten off them now. But then now I go to, like, I'm going to a local market and getting the fruit and veg then. So it's just having that thing in place where you're like, I know I'm having those things. So setting yourself up again, you know, can be like setting your day up. So if you're struggling to get up, it means that you probably need to go to bed earlier. So set your day up the night before, you know. So if you're starting your own business, set your week up the Sunday before the Monday. Like, so always do whatever you can to set yourself up for success. And then also the mindset around that as well, you know. So if you fail, or if you don't do whatever it is that you wanted to do straight away, change, you know, reframe how you see that. It's not failure, it's just learning along the way, and it's just tracking how you do it, and, you know, just switching things up however you need to do. But the main thing is to not give up, you know, and to just keep believing. I think that's another thing as well, is to get your beliefs on board. You need to be able to believe that you can do it and see yourself doing it. So when we were talking just before, I was saying how I actually have been feeling quite fluey over New Year's and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. And so I found it really hard to get my beliefs on board with, you know, being the best health I'm going to be, and like all my kind of like really strength related goals. And this is another reason why as well, you don't want to have procrastination push you off of your goals. You don't want to have, you know, like, and that's going to happen, you know, on a weekend when people want to go out and you've said you're not going to because you're staying healthy for whatever reason, or you're trying to save money for a big holiday or whatever. And we want to kind of make sure that, you know, like, we keep to our goals, even if, you know, a horrible life event might happen, you know, something, you might all of a sudden lose your job, but you still want to keep your goal. You still want to kind of like hold yourself accountable to whatever it is that you might be wanting to do. Or, you know, like, I don't know, a relationship might end or something might happen, and you want to still stick to these things, you know. So it's about getting it really, really clear and your mindset strong, because actually as well, working towards these kind of goals, if something does happen that would floor you, or would really kind of like break you up, and in usual circumstances, if we're really kind of diligent with our goals and feeling good and in really good routines, we're less likely to waver, and kind of like feel like we're breaking apart. So those are the kind of mindset things to kind of have in mind.
Yeah, and I think with goals, because there's something that you can control, you know, that's something that's yours. Um, that you're deciding what your goal is, you're deciding what you're doing about it. There's so many things in life that we can't control. But I do think
Yeah,
that is something that, yeah, gives you focus, and it just gives you, I know everything else might be turning to shit, but I'm still gonna do this, you know, I'm still gonna like get stronger, or change this, or still gonna set my business up. It's just, you just got to sort of steam train yourself.
yeah,
Just keep going forwards, and just,
yeah.
yeah, because that
And
is the
that's
thing that you could be like, right, no matter what else happens, I'm controlling this, I'm in control. Um,
that's a key element, actually, is the self-talk as well. You know, we need to be able to talk ourselves out of going, you know, into a ditch with everything. You know, like we can spiral down thinking, oh my God, this is too hard. Why have I done this to myself? It's January, it's this. And then you've got to kind of catch yourself and be like, no, I'm doing this because of this. I'm doing this because I said I wanted to do that. Like, I want this to happen. I want that to happen. So yeah, it's the self-talk is really powerful as well, to kind of pull our belief back into, you can do this, let's get back on track, and keep yourself going. Again, another reason why it's so key to have people around you, you know, to really succeed in big goals. Like, having a support group, having, you know, encouragement around you is just so key. And I think on that note, I want to say, like, Laura has an amazing group. So anyone who has got their fitness goals in place, and they know or feel like they may need some support, you should like definitely leave your link so people can connect with you, because, you know, I know that's a big goal for a lot of people, and you need that. You need the encouragement, and but also it makes it more fun. It doesn't have to be an absolute chore and a misery to do. Like it should be fun. We should be having fun with it.
Well, yeah, because I mean, when so Warrior Women Movement is my company, and uh, what we've done before when we've had challenges, we've had loads of people starting a program at the same time, and then you just see in the Facebook group they're like, "Oh my God, can anyone else walk today? I can't sit down. My bum hurts so much." But it's quite nice because they're all just having bants, and a lot of time it would be like how much they hate me because I put these programs in, they can't walk. But it's nice to be part of something, and sometimes goals can be quite a lonely thing, especially again if sometimes there's maybe a goal that you don't want everyone to know about because like starting your own business for example, and you're gonna have to leave your job. You can tell like maybe a sort of few people, um but yeah, it's something that you've got to have that self-belief because you've got to believe in yourself over anything else that you can do it, which you
Yeah,
can if
definitely.
you put what we've just talked about in place.
Yeah, and that being said as well, we have got a free 3-day challenge coming up, and we've created this because we say all these things, but we know how challenging it can be. It can be difficult to really go after big goals. So, and but we also know, from the coaching we do, the one-to-one work we do, the group work we do, that being part of an accountability of some sort will make sure you definitely get there. So we have that. It's going to be on the 29th, well, from the 29th of January. And that's where we're both going to put in, like all the tools that we know that are going to help you and kind of go over these steps some more, like so from the structural element of it, but also from the mindset element of it to make sure that you can definitely achieve these things. So we will share more information on that and a link for you to join. But yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for listening, and we will be back next week with
Yeah.
so our episode next week will be about embracing growth and resilience, which is quite sort of fitting really, kind of not out with the old, in with the new, but just how we can grow and just become resilient. So yeah, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.